Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Touch. I am Darwin Campbell. Morning Touch is brought to you by the FSBC in Glendale for your encouragement and your motivation. We hope today that you are motivated. We hope that we give you some things to think about. This morning we're going to come from Matthew chapter 12, verses 35 through 37. Matthew chapter 12, verses 35 through 37, with our thought for today. You know, when I grew up, they used to always say, when people would make fun of you, the response would always be, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And we say that over and over again. Each and every time someone would say anything, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And you know, the thing that bothers me about that is not always true. Because words can hurt and words do hurt. And that's the focus of today's morning touch. Jesus said this. He said, a good man produces good things from a storeroom of good, and an evil man produces evil things from his storeroom of evil. I will tell you that on the day of judgment, people will have to account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. Listen very carefully at what Jesus says. Words can and do hurt. They hurt the individuals you use words against, and they also can hurt you against the judgment. Jesus said, I tell you, on that day, judgment day, people will give an account for every careless word they speak. By your words shall you be justified, by your words shall you be condemned. You know, words do hurt. They say a lot about who we are. It is in words and the tongue that rest life and death. That's what James said. It is in the words of the tongue that represent the possibilities of bringing joy and peace and happiness in someone's life. It is in the words of the tongue that can bring pain or bring bad things to a person's ear. Basically, you are the sum of all of your actions, all of your words, all of your behavior, all of your character, all of your decision making. It all starts with the words you speak. By your words are you justified, and by your words are you condemned. So I think it's very important that we examine what we say and how we speak. Because the words we speak actually can bring about, again, happiness, joy, good or bad. You are in control of how you relate to others. You are in control of what you say. That is why you have to guard your heart and guard your mouth against the negative things that can come out of there. It is not what goes in that is evil. It is what comes out that can be considered evil. You know, we are made up of those things that we say and that we speak. Your life is a sum of the actions and behaviors. But guess what? Your relationships in this world all start with words. Your words, my words, how we interact, what we speak, what we say to each other. They all determine the reaction and the relationship and the behavior. For example, when a group of people that aren't husband and wife are dating, and all of a sudden the man drops down on one knee and he says, will you marry me? The words, will you marry me, bring about a certain reaction by the female that he is proposing to. Or if you're going down the street and you see someone, or you're driving down the street and you yell, that guy's a jerk. Guess what? It invokes a behavior and a series of words from the other individual that you call that name. Or if you're thinking Well, you know, I don't like that person. I like to beat him up. You're there with a group of people, and that results in that individual said, oh yeah, and the next thing you do, you guys are locked in arms and punching one another out. Words do make a difference. Words are at the heart of the relationships that men and women have one with another. They're at the heart of relationships that people, communities, politicians, nations, there have been world wars started because of words. World wars, skirmishes between nations, disagreements, actions, all caused by words. What you say and how you present it to others makes a difference. I'm reminded of what I'm seeing in Portland and Chicago and other places where there's a lot of demonstrating going on. There's not a whole lot of talking. There's a whole lot of words back and forth. One calling one side bad names, the other side firing back with bad names. Words back and forth, negative words back and forth. And all that's doing is feeding in to the frustration and the hatred and the desire for individuals to get back at one another. Words do make a difference. When someone says, I love you, that's a very pleasant thought that brings peace and joy to the heart. When someone says, you stink, that's a very negative response that will definitely garner negative follow-up or negative words back. You know, this nation of ours is full of positive and negative feelings gone mad. Positive, negative feelings that have boiled over. And the pot is boiling on a daily basis in our neighborhoods, our communities, in our states, and in our nation. Back and forth we go at one another. Whether we're a member of a political party and the other political party you don't like, or whether you're a certain color of your skin and the other color you don't like, or whether you're a person who is for defunding the police and the other side, all lives matter. You know, it's just crazy. And it's boiling over and over and over again. And this present leadership can do absolutely nothing about it because they don't understand that words can heal or words can hurt. So my question is, will you be one who, like when you see a pot boiling over on the stove, will you be the one to step forward and turn the eye down? Turn the temperature down. Use words that de-escalate the situation rather than escalate the situation. Rather than engage in name calling and blaming, sit down and try to understand and use words that will allow communication on both sides. Jesus said, by your words are you justified, and by your words are you condemned. And that every word that every person speaks, you shall give an account for in the judgment. So I want you to understand today, with this morning touch, will you be a part of the problem by adding more bad words and feelings to the situations that we're dealing with today? Or will you be a positive force? A positive force that's part of the solution. The call for peace, the call for calm, the call for love, the call for understanding. Blessed are the peacemakers, the Bible says in Matthew 5. Blessed are the peacemakers. They are children of God because they seek to bring about calm and peace to a society that's disrupted, that's turbulent, where we are not getting along and loving one another like we should. Words hurt people, and we need to understand the value of talking to one another right and loving one another and treating one another with respect. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names will never hurt. Names do hurt, and it's time we start thinking about how much they hurt and gauge the words that we speak, because we will be held accountable for them in the last day. The Morning Touch is brought to you by the FSBC in Glendale for your encouragement. We hope you've been encouraged to think before you speak so that we might bring more peace and calm and dialogue to our current society. God bless you and keep you, and we'll see you again next time on The Morning Touch.